From mistress to monarch, who is King Charles's wife, Camilla? Charles met Camilla on Windsor Great Park Polo Field in 1970. She was back from finishing schools in Switzerland and France. He had just left Cambridge University and was about to join the Navy. They became close, but the relationship cooled when the prince went to sea in 1973. Camilla Shand married Army officer Andrew Parker Bowles on July the 4th, 1973. They had 2 children, Tom Parker Bowles and Laura Lopez. But before that, Andrew had been romantically linked to Camilla's now sister-in-law, Princess Anne. The pair dated for some time in 1970, sharing a love of horses. But it wasn't meant to be. 8 years after the Parker Bowles wedding, Charles married Diana. It's thought Charles resumed his romance with Camilla at some point in the 80s. In 1992, Charles and Diana formally separated. Just 3 months later, a private conversation between Charles and Camilla in 1989 was leaked to the press. The explicit 6-minute phone call caused a scandal when details of it were printed. It's now often referred to as Tampongate. In 1994, Charles admitted he'd been unfaithful to Diana once the marriage had irretrievably broken down in an interview with David Dimbleby. Then, in 1995, during a now controversial BBC Panorama interview, Diana famously said there were 3 people in her marriage, referring to Camilla. After the interview, the Queen wrote to Charles saying a divorce between him and Diana was desirable. That same year, Camilla and Andrew Parker Bowles announced their divorce. And in 1996, Charles and Diana finalised theirs. A year later, Diana was tragically killed in a car crash. After the death of Diana, Charles and Camilla worked hard to rehabilitate Camilla's public image. They were photographed together for the first time as a couple at the Ritz in London, attending the birthday party of Camilla's sister Annabel Elliott in 1999. A year later, the Queen, who reportedly had previously refused to acknowledge Camilla, met her for the first time. Camilla and Charles married in 2005. The Queen didn't attend the civil ceremony because she was the head of the Church of England, which then disapproved of divorce and remarriage. But she was at the blessing ceremony, which was held at St George's Chapel in Windsor. In his memoir Spare, Prince Harry revealed he and his brother William had begged Charles not to marry Camilla. Camilla was initially cast as the villain in the story of Charles and Diana. But as she carved out her own royal role, the mood towards her has softened. During the Platinum Jubilee, Queen Elizabeth II stated it was her sincere wish that Camilla be named Queen Consort when Charles takes the throne. The last Queen Consort in Britain was Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, who was given the title when she married George VI. After the coronation of King Charles, Camilla will be crowned by his side as Queen.